Buenos dias, Mateo.
Buenos dias, Senor Ripley. Welcome back to Lima. There are messages for you.
Mr. Ripley, sir, thank you very much for returning Little Turtle Friend. Glad to report he arrived safely, although for some reason he not much like maple sugar treats anymore. Sincerely, Feng Li. Dear Mr. Ripley, I regret to inform you that Professor Jorge Menendez was killed 2 weeks ago in an attempted robbery. Most of his papers are missing or destroyed. The perpetrator remains at large. We're all shocked, to say the least, and it will take us months to reconstruct the professor's work. But if I can be of assistance, please do not hesitate to contact me. Signed, Rafael Campos, Assistant Professor of Archaeology, National University of San Marcos, Lima. Months? I don't have months. The man Menendez mentioned in his letter, the one who was following him, I wonder who he was. Puffins. Stuffed, carved, molded, painted. A unique collection. I'd like to buy some of your local currency.
How much inti would you like, senor?
I'd like to book passage.
Si, senor. And where will you be traveling?
Easter Island.
Easter Island? A popular destination?
Oh?
Si, senor. An expedition led by Dr. Twelvetrees has just returned there after several weeks.
12 trees? Again? The doctor gets around as much as I do.
Also, 2 Oriental gentlemen were inquiring only yesterday.
One small, one big with glasses?
Si, senor. You know them?
They're not on my Christmas list. This is getting to be a very small world indeed.
When will you be leaving for Easter Island, Senor Ripley?
Now.
Very good. Have a good trip, senor.
I'd have my shirt off too if I had to work in this heat for very long. Oh, excuse me.
Do you mind?
Not in the slightest. I'm looking for Dr. Twelvetrees.
Would you hand me my shirt, please?
Delighted. Terribly sorry. Just be a moment.
Give me the shirt. Swell. May I help you?
I'm looking for Dr. Twelvetrees.
You were leering at Dr. Twelvetrees a moment ago.
Oh, really? That is to say, I wasn't leering. I'm Robert Ripley. I believe we share a common interest. I had some questions.
I know who you are, Mr. Ripley. I recognized you.
Ah.
As far as I'm concerned, we share no common interests. I'm a scientist. You're in showbiz. Was there something else?
We're both interested in Master Lu.
Master who?
Don't fence with me, Doctor. You're supposed to be the leading Western authority on the man.
Of what possible interest could an ancient sage have to the man who brought us an hourglass filled with jelly beans?
Ah, then you've been to the auditorium.
Answer my question. Maybe then I'll answer yours.
May I ask why you went to see Master Lu's tablet at the Hall of Classics?
Rongo Rongo tablets.
Take two and heartburn bubbles away?
They're sacred wood tablets found on this island. They've never been deciphered. I hope Lou's tablet might provide a clue to their translation.
And did it?
There is definitely Rongo script on Lou's tablet, but if intermingled with others, a translation is almost impossible. The islanders hid or buried most of their tablets generations ago. I was hoping to find some at the foot of this altar.
I was wondering...
Mr. Ripley, you're a fast talker, I'll give you that. But I want some answers from you.
I tried to contact you in Egypt.
I was in Thebes for a while. What stopped you?
I was intercepted by 2 cutthroats who almost made an end of me in the desert.
It has nothing to do with me.
I wish I could be sure of that. An attempt was made to steal Master Lou's tablet.
What? But why would anyone...
Right after you saw it.
I'm a scientist, not a thief.
Someone might say archaeologists steal the past all the time. The British Museum is full of antiquities removed from their proper resting sites by scientists.
Mr. Ripley, it wasn't necessary to track me halfway across the world to criticize my profession. Next time, write a letter.
I need your help, but I'm not sure I can trust you.
You're right. We do have something in common.
How do I know you're not after the secrets of Master Lou for some sinister purpose?
How do I know you're not? Sounds as if you better decide whether you can trust me or not.
Look, okay, I'll trust you.
You made the right choice.
Somebody, possibly the Japanese or the Nazis or the Chinese communists, it could even be Russians or mobsters for all I know, but somebody is after the first Emperor's seal of office. I intend to beat them to it.
Mr. Ripley, no one has entered the tomb in over 2,000 years. What makes you think you can succeed where generations before you have failed?
I don't know that I can. I only know I have to try. I'm the only person in a position to put all the pieces of Master Lou's puzzle together. I came here trying to find a clue to deciphering the Easter Island script on Lou's tablet, and to talk to you.
It's such a crazy story, I almost believe you.
Crazy stories are my stock in trade. Can you help me?
I'm not sure. I found a fragment of script on a stone head north of here, but I doubt it'll be of much use to you.
I'd like to see it.
This way. Here's a good example of Easter Island script.
Can you translate any of it?
No, no one can. That's why I went to see Master Lou's tablet in China. It wasn't much help, I'm afraid.
These stone monoliths are awe-inspiring seen this close up. Ancient glyphs. That statue appears to be looking at Dr. Twelvetrees. I don't blame it. What's that?
A top knot. Most of the completed statues used to have them. Before you wander off, there is someone you might want to talk to.
Who?
An old woman who comes each day to a cove north of here to pray to the Watchers.
Sounds like there's an interesting story attached to this old woman.
Long ago, there were 2 tribes on the island, the Long-Ears, who were the rulers, and the Short-Ears, their subjects. The Long-Ears ordered the Short-Ears to build these famed Easter Island statues.
A remarkable achievement.
The Long-Ears next ordered the Short-Ears to clear the land of rocks and stones and throw them into the sea.
Why?
One theory states the Long-Ears felt the other stones detracted from the majesty of the statues. But the Short-Ears rebelled and determined to attack their oppressors. A huge ditch stretched the width of the island and prevented attack by land. It was filled with wood and could be ignited to repel invaders. They knew they must attack from the sea. The Watchers stood in their way. Come with me. There were 2 Watchers. One, a man who kept an eye on the sea approach to the Long-Ears' lands, and a guardian god who all believed would punish the Short-Ears if he saw them pass. The night of the attack, the Short-Ears toppled the statue face down so that they could pass without the god seeing them. There she is, supposedly a descendant of the original Watcher.
What happened to him?
He vanished. Some say he ran away in fear when the short ears approached. But the old woman refuses to believe her ancestor was a coward. She comes here every day to pray to the watching God. She believes if it can be made to see again, all will know the truth of that night.
Fascinating.
I have long suspected that she knows more than she'll say. Some family tradition, perhaps, that could help both of us in our quests. Good luck, Mr. Ripley. I have to get back to my dig.
Thanks, Doctor. Reminds me of one of those comical birds, puffins. Shame there's a piece missing. It might make an interesting exhibit in the auditorium. That stump is practically petrified. The statue obviously stood on that base, facing the sea. Lava. Long ago, this mountain must have been an active volcano. I can use Easter Island as the subject of one of my cartoons. May I talk to you for a moment?
I pray.
That your God may see again?
So that the grandfather of all my grandfathers may rest with honor instead of scorn.
You speak excellent English.
Missionaries have their uses.
Can I help you in any way?
As a child, I had a vision as my mother before me and her mother before her, that one would come from over the sea, even as my people came in times long forgotten. That one would make the watching God see again. In my vision, the one who would come was much taller.
When you had the vision, you were much smaller. That stump is practically petrified. Mr. Ripley, gone to the settlement for supplies. Be back shortly. 12 trees. It's a rough map. If those are stones, it might be someplace on the island. That pole could come in handy, but it's not really mine to take. Oh, she'll never miss it. I can bring it back later. That hole is much larger than the others. The watching god can see again.
One eye is missing.
Lots of people can see with one eye.
There is only one watching god, and it must have two eyes before it can see.
This is going to be harder than I thought. Buenos dias, Mateo.
Buenos dias, Senor Ripley. Welcome back to Lima.
An unusual-looking clock. I wonder if there's a story behind it. You have some interesting objects here. This clock, may I ask where it came from?
The mechanism has been with my family for many years. My grandfather had it custom made by one of the finest clockmakers in Switzerland. The original case fell to pieces long ago. I found that coral to replace it.
Was the original also shaped like that?
Si, senor. My grandfather used to say, people are always watching the clock. He wanted one that would look back.
Someone here must like puffins.
It is my son, Senor Ripley. Before he became ill, we would travel to the sea to watch the funny little birds. Now he must stay in bed. So I bring them to him. Our house is small and there are puffins everywhere, so some I keep here for decoration.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear he's sick. What do the doctors say?
It is in God's hands.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Vaya con Dios, senor.
This is no time to play the fool. This driftwood reminded me of a puffin when I first saw it.
You're right. It is a remarkable likeness.
Your son might like it, and that circular hole, your clock might fit in there.
It is possible, yes.
Could we trade?
With the greatest of pleasure, Senor Ripley. Muchísimas gracias. My son will be so excited. But it is not much of a trade. I have gained so much, and you... May I not pay you something?
Don't worry about me. This piece of coral is payment enough. I'd like to book passage.
Si, senor. And where will you be traveling?
Easter Island.
No problema, senor. When will you be leaving?
Now.
Very good. Have a good trip, senor.
You can't do that. Madam, I have what you need.
You can make the watching god see again?
Yes.
Is this all?
Well, yes.
This eye is not complete. Find the missing part. Then the watching god will see again.
I'm an adventurer, not an optician. Madam, excuse me.
You again?
I'm pretty sure I have what you need.
Yes, yes, now the watching god will see again. You are taller. Your deeds make you so.
Why, thank you.
Place your hands on the watching god.
Ah, some sort of arcane ritual. Dr. 12-Tree should see this.
Spread your legs.
Madam, I must be out of shape. Your feather-like form is beginning to tell on me, I'm afraid.
Place your hands on the hill.
And spread my legs?
There is something up there. I saw it when I replaced the eye. The bones of the grandfather of my grandfathers. He did not run away in fear. The short ears pushed the watching god on top of him. I will give his bones the rest they deserve, and all will honor him. The watching god sees again, and my family's honor is restored. You are the one from my vision. May you find what you seek on Easter Island.
Can you help me? I'm looking for Easter Island artifacts.
The grandfather of my grandfathers was the keeper of a great secret.
A great secret, eh? I wonder what she meant by that.